Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever, whenever that you may be tuning in. This is Yonks, and this is now our sixth pre-launch conversation for DUNADAO. And not sure I'm live yet, but we will see. It's because it still says waiting for DUNADAO. Definitely live. So anyway, I don't have a lot of agenda prepared for today, and our last pre-launch conversation was a couple weeks ago where we were really discussing our build-a-thon for Base on-chain summer, and DUNADAO and our 3Win DAO ecosystem at large is absolutely being built on Base, and a lot has really unfolded by going through the build-a-thon as far as being intentional about building a solid infrastructure for our ecosystem at large. And one of the things that has really developed through the build-a-thon, and you can see I've got a post created here on 3win.social, and it has almost no content in it, but that's not the point of this post. So anyway, going over here to our agenda, and this is a Google Docs that I've got linked up wherever that you're viewing this, and this is something that you can take a look. This is one of the things that we absolutely have within our ethos is building in public, very radically transparent. So taking a look, I don't have a lot of agenda prepared for today, but one of the things that I really want to discuss is how DUNADAO.org will integrate within the 3Win DAO ecosystem. So like if you go to DUNADAO.org right now, it currently redirects to our Linktree page. And this is something that I do want to put forward for people that do love what we're doing here and the education and everything else that we're creating through DUNADAO. I'd absolutely encourage you to onboard as a member. You get the opportunity to become a founding member for only $7 a year. And this is one of the things that we will absolutely be incorporating into 3Win Social. And this is something that I actually want to add right now to our next actions is create mechanism for allowing people to onboard using a credit card, because right now the only way that you can onboard, we haven't turned on the credit card functionality through the unlock protocol, and we're really wanting to create the workflow through our hub, which in our ecosystem is going to be 3win.social. So create mechanism for create a product mechanism workflow for allowing people to onboard using a credit card at 3win.social. So this will be a fundamental update to onboarding within DUNADAO. So one of the other things that we need to contemplate, and this is one of the ways that it's going to be integrating, is that people will be able to onboard with DUNADAO through 3win.social using a credit card. One of the things that obviously hasn't occurred is that we haven't onboarded anywhere close to the 100 members to form DUNA as a DUNA, which is one of the thresholds for the Wyoming DUNA Act, which does go into effect. And I believe the way that we can structure our governing principles document, and this is something else that I'm not sure, or I'm not even going to say that I'm not sure, because my efforts are going to largely be focused between now and the end of the month, which is today's June 27th. June 30th is right around the corner, and my efforts are going to be focused on finalizing our on-chain summer build-a-thon submissions. So one of the things that we need to create is our governing principles document. And this is one of the things that we really want to create as on our GitHub, where people can have a plain English governing principles document that they can utilize for forming their own organization or their own Wyoming DUNA. This is one of the public goods that we want to put forward within DUNADAO. So anyway, one of the other things that wanting to do here, and I'm going to actually do this right now, but I'm going to stop talking. And how is everybody, or does anybody want to chime in some thoughts as far as how that they would like to see DUNADAO integrate within 3WinDAO ecosystem or here on 3win.social?
Do you want to? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'm just waiting for all the information to come down from Wyoming until, to get on a deeper dive on how this can help us as an organization.
So, and to answer that question, I have absolutely zero expectations that Wyoming is going to put anything else forward that's not already been put forward. And this is where the opportunity to kind of be a pioneer, and then the opportunity to potentially have some legal legal professionals evaluate the governing principles template or the governing principles document that we're wanting to create our own DUNADAO, a Wyoming DUNA surrounding is an opportunity. So I believe that Wyoming, with the legislation that they passed, is probably the only guidance that Wyoming is going to provide. But go ahead and chime in your thoughts here, Tyler.
I think that we should put forth a calendar of events and trainings and whatever we're going to do around this, and some blog articles, and also maybe an aggregator of other stuff that's coming up in the space, or Twitter feeds or whatever. It would be really nice if people could see this website as a learning hub, and then kind of model that for the other projects that we're going to do.
And I would absolutely agree. And this is another thing that want to really be thoughtful and experimental around is how do we want that to look like? While 3win.social is absolutely going to be the hub within our 3WinDAO ecosystem, DUNADAO is a spoke that we're obviously spinning cycles talking about getting launched right now. So and going to DUNADAO.org takes you to the Linktree page. And we've got an events calendar. My expectation is that the framework that we're creating with 3win.social, and looking here, let me actually open this in another tab. So this creates a fabulous user experience, and whether we continue to use Luma is a question mark. I really love the user interface and the user experience that we get, but my expectation is that the opportunity to create a fabulous UX UI here with what we're building at 3win.social with the Thu events WordPress plugin is a very real opportunity. So migrating our reoccurring events. And right now, I don't think that we have any additional pre-launch conversations scheduled. And this is something that we can decide on right now. I'm and this is me just talking out loud and thinking out loud. I'm thinking that we should continue pre-launch through July and then make a decision where if we still want to operate in a pre-launch mode. And what do I mean by operating in a pre-launch mode? So right now, we're creating the opportunity for people to onboard at $7 a year as a paid member. We also have the Explorer, which is the free for life aspect. But then also we've got the Ambassador pay, which is another value ladder. And I think that we should continue here throughout July and then make a decision on whether we still want to operate in this pre-launch modality or shift into hey, we've onboarded enough people. And I think kind of the threshold for that, it should really be 100 people. Now, I believe that with our governing principles, which will really make DUNADAO become a legal entity, and the value proposition with the DUNA, and it goes hand in hand with the UNA, unincorporated nonprofit association. So the way that I understand the DUNA Act is that if you don't have 100 members, then it defaults to an UNA. So I believe that we can have our governing principles that incorporate the verbiage that if we're less than 100 members, which we obviously are right now, we'll be an unincorporated nonprofit association. And then once we exceed the 100 members, then that will put us into the DUNA. Now, I don't know what that will look like, and it probably doesn't matter from the governing principles standpoint. I think that we can have a governing principles document that incorporates either above or below the 100-member threshold. So does that make sense? Am I explaining that well, Amy and Tyler?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I think that's wise to do it like that.
Yeah, and this is again, and this is one of the conversations that we can have with our attorney, or if we want to engage an attorney with the governing principles aspect. One of the opportunities that exists is we registered another domain, onchain.attorney. And I still see this as an opportunity to create more framework for attorneys within that want to position themselves as an on-chain attorney. So that's something that we can potentially put as creating some community around on the roadmap for DUNADAO. But anyway, so right now I'm going to put on here, continue in pre-launch mode of operation through July 2024, make a decision towards end of July, what that will look like going forward. Towards the end, okay. So the next thing too is creating a page on 3win.social. And one of the things that I did a quick search of, and let me see if I can find that window here real quick. So I did a search here as far as WordPress pages versus posts. So let me make this a little bit bigger. So I think that this is a good explanation. And what do I mean by a page versus a post? For those people that aren't familiar, and let me actually just go over here to the 3win.social dashboard. So this is what I'm talking about, posts and pages. So this is a foundational aspect of WordPress for those people that may not be familiar as far as some of the ways that you organize content. And let me just read this that's highlighted. WordPress pages are there to hold the evergreen content of your site. WordPress posts exist to serve more date-oriented or news content. So a good example of a post is this base on-chain summer build-a-thon that I created. So this is on-chain summer 2024. So this is date and time sensitive. So if we participate, if there is an on-chain summer build-a-thon in 2025, this is where we would likely create a new page that's like on-chain summer 2025 as a good example. Now, what I've got on our agenda here is to create a page, because I think that we can both agree that DUNADAO is like an evergreen piece of content. I'm not going to unpack what that content should look like, and this can be an ongoing conversation as far as what that can look like, but let's actually go through the process right now of creating a page. So we're just going to click on the add new page and create a page for DUNADAO. And is this post an event? So this is some additional workflow that has created here with adding some of the plugins that we added the other day on the whatever it was called. So I'm gonna collapse this because this looks like event settings, and this is where we can type in. I'm gonna just type in created this page during DUNADAO.org. pre-launch conversations number 6 live stream. We can come back and edit this later. So let's go ahead and publish this. Visibility, publish immediately, publish again. So this is something that we can update and change later. And let's actually open this and see what it looks like in an incognito window. So as you can see here, the URL, and this is something that I'm going to throw on the restream so that everybody can see here. So we just created the DUNADAO.org page in 3Win. I'll put a link here, or I'll just put the link there like that. So I just sent that out to everybody, and this is like a permalink, and this is one of the things that going to update so that we get more backlinks within our live stream. So this is kind of like an ongoing piece of strategy. So this page is something that really needs to be a solid page, and this is where, you know, we might even redirect DUNADAO.org from our Linktree page, because the opportunity to create a page that looks kind of like this on 3win.social/DUNADAO is a very real opportunity, because again, the opportunity to collect, we've got a lot more capabilities of what we can do here within WordPress to, you know, create some workflow within 3win.social than what we get. Because like, in order to elevate Linktree, we would have to open up our wallet and become a subscriber within Linktree. So this, I think that this could be a good goal, is to migrate what we see here on Linktree to this page on 3win.social, like the anchor page within our DAO ecosystem. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking and get some feedback from you, Amy, and Tyler of your thoughts on that here.
I think if we can simplify the area where people can get information, it's going to be great, and make sure it's easy for them to navigate.
Yeah, and I would agree. And I think, like, for now, I would be happy if we could just move over similar look and feel of what we get on Linktree over here to this page on 3win.social. And the opportunity to do this for all of our pages is a real opportunity. And we might not have all of the functionality from WordPress online here, but this can be an ongoing work in progress. But 3win.social is absolutely going to be our DAO ecosystem hub for what we're building. So anyway, that was creating the page on 3win.dao. And I'm going to put this as far as a next action, attempt to recreate look and feel as it exists on Linktree on the and I'm gonna actually put this right here for that link. So this is our main page on 3win.social for DUNADAO. But anyway, to me, this has been a pretty good time frame for doing our DUNADAO pre-launch conversations. What is everybody's thoughts as far as just continuing these on a weekly basis at this time frame throughout July?
That would be good, because it gets everyone updated on things that we are doing.
So I'll put this as a next action. Create recurring pre-launch conversations for Thursday 1 to 2 p.m. throughout July. And we will, of course, because next Thursday is July the 4th. So we will, and looking at my calendar here, obviously not going to do an event on July 4th, throughout July, starting on July 11th. So in looking at July, that will be 3, the 18th and the 25th. So 3 additional conversations, the 11th, 18th, 25th. And then August the 1st is on Thursday. So we will decide on July the 25th of whether we're going to continue in a pre-launch operation modality, or if we want to flip the switch and kind of change the dynamic. Because one of the changes that I'm really contemplating and or anticipating doing, like right now, we've got the mechanism of only $7, really planning to increase that to a $47 price point. And then instead of having a paid ambassador component, it'll be a free ambassador situation. So that'll be the biggest difference and the value proposition of people onboarding here during pre-launch is that you'll be able to do it $7 versus $47. But again, you won't have access to the ambassador functionality, which is our paid affiliate program. And this is where we're really looking to get some experience with our affiliate, our ambassador program, with how that we're building that within the 3WinDAO ecosystem at large here through DUNADAO. And that's, again, to reiterate here, DUNADAO is really where we're looking to experiment with tooling and other stuff like that. So like one of the things that we're experimenting with right now is with Charmverse. And here's my ambassador spotlight page, and I'll actually link this up on Restream for everybody as well. So this is where, like, scrolling down here, I have my affiliate link for becoming a founding member of DUNADAO.org. So if you're watching this, click on the link, and I'm going to share this for everybody on the Restream as well. If I can find that window, I've got window sprawl right now. Tyler and I have had back-to-back meetings. It's been a productive day, but it's been a very, very busy day. So join DUNADAO.org using Yonk's link on his ambassador spotlight page. All right, so Oh, and I saw a comment from somebody on Facebook, but it's in a language that I can't see. But thanks for saying hello. I see the hello that you did a little while back on the YouTube. So one of the other things that I would like us to be thoughtful about, and this is something that I think will probably make sense. There is a cost to do this, but paragraph.xyz is a platform where, because when you think about decentralizing stuff, and here we've talked about 3win.social, which is us centralizing our ecosystem on a single website. But one of the things that I really want to be cognizant about is the opportunity to scale most effectively and really empower people to be content creators on their own accord. Because it's going to take some effort to integrate some of the Web3 functionality on 3win.social, because it's built using WordPress. WordPress is the content management system, the unquestionable content platform king of CMS platforms in the 21st century as far as sites that are built using WordPress. So I'm not even going to unpack that. But where I was going with this is paragraph.xyz is a blog and newsletter platform. So kind of think about like medium.com and Substack getting bundled together with built-in Web3 capabilities. And one of the things that I love about Paragraph compared to some other options that are also Web3 publishing platforms is that Paragraph allows you to bring your own domain. So like here we're talking about DUNADAO.org, and DUNADAO.org currently redirects to Linktree. What we can do with the $50 one-time cost is we can do like blog.dunadao.org and create content on blog.dunadao.org related to DUNADAO. Now, it may make sense to also do that same content here when you think about like a content strategy. And this is one of the things that we will continue to have more conversations about is our overall content strategy. Like one of the things that we're doing right now is this live stream is a component of our content strategy. And I have said and will say that we need to continue to get better as far as making better use of the content that's created through this live streaming format. And one of the ways that we can do that, like right now, besides the live streaming, we're also using Fathom AI Note Taker. So this is where that we can create some written content like through the transcript of Fathom. And I think that it makes sense. And this is something that I'll talk to you, Tyler, about offline. But again, DUNADAO is kind of our experimental place that we're going to be trying to figure out how that we want our content strategy and everything like that to work. But I think it makes sense to go ahead and pay the $50 to get blog.dunadao.org and create content potentially on here, and then also on 3win.social, where, you know, just basically copy and paste that. And then that can also provide some backlinks together. And then this can also serve as a mechanism. Now, one of the things that I'm not completely sure about with Paragraph is that when you create the content on Paragraph, can it be updated? So like, what do I mean by that? Like here, this event that we've created, like one of the opportunities that exists, and we saw that a little bit about like when we created a page over here, is the workflow ask if this is an event. Like one of the things that I want our next pre-launch conversation, and this is one of the things I'm going to have to make a decision with, and I'll probably make the decision here for July to continue to use our Luma events calendar, but I would really like to see that transition over to our hub, 3win.social, where the event is created, because we have a lot more capabilities. And at the end of the day, 3win.social is something that we own. Whereas over here on Luma, this is like basically us building on rented land. What do I mean rented land? Well, Luma is allowing us to have a calendar here, but in order to get access to some of the capabilities, they want to charge money. So the opportunity to move from building on rented land to building over here that we own with 3win.social is really the opportunity. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to let Amy or Tyler chime in some thoughts as far as Paragraph and other things that I've been unpacking here over the last few minutes.
What do you think, Amy? Well, I'm not sure if she's able to talk right now. I like the idea. I think we definitely need to get a content calendar going so that we can publish with some regularity and also get a database so that people can sign up for the email list and we can publish stuff and then also push it out by email. Also need to figure out all of the tweets and everything else to carve up content for the repurposing. So need to get that all going at the same time.
And just to go back to like your thoughts around the content calendar, I would say I would absolutely agree with that. But right now, I think the opportunity for us to just get better and more intentional about making better use of the content that we're already regularly creating through our live streaming format is what I would say is some low-hanging fruit. So this is something that I think that we should continue to explore. And one of the things that I'm going to actually put on here is obtain or set up custom domain on paragraph.xyz for blog.dunadao.org so that we can multi-purpose our live stream content in written format. Because one of the other things that's exciting about, and I don't really have the expectation that people will necessarily collect the article, especially like our live stream, but this is one of the things that's pretty exciting about the paragraph.xyz, and who knows, I might do that just because I'm kind of a geek on collecting stuff and I love exploring some stuff. But this is one of the opportunities with Paragraph, is the opportunity for people to mint an article. And let me actually pull up a good example, because this is one of the things earlier this week on the Unlock Protocol weekly DAO call was that the opportunity, and let me see if I can find this article here real quick. Paragraph at Unlock. Okay, so yeah, this is the article that I was talking about. So I'm actually going to go through this process here real quick. And let me actually, I'm going to subscribe to this, log in. I'm not going to go through this process right now. So I am going to collect this article. So this is an article that Unlock Protocol just created here earlier in the year, talking about their interoperability with the Pools creator token. I'm not going to unpack Pools, but one of the things that I did want to show is the capability that you get. So there's a couple things that I want to show here by looking at this paragraph. And again, the opportunity for us is, like right now, Unlock Protocol doesn't have a custom domain. And this is something that had some side conversations with Stella and advocated that should do with Unlock Protocol, so that it, like right now, like when you go to Unlock Protocol, their homepage, so the opportunity to have a custom domain would be like blog.unlockprotocol. And this is something that they obviously don't have as a custom subdomain. So instead of it being on paragraph.xyz, this blog post could be on blog.unlockprotocol.com/, pools unlock. But anyway, the other thing that I wanted to show is collecting this article. And let me see here, collect. So 3 people have already collected this. So I'm going to connect so collectors pay a super nominal. So let's actually go through the process here, verify the message. So sign, and let me see where this gets collected. Switch to Base to collect. So this is on the Base network. I think that we at Unlock are going to be largely migrating to Base. We, with what we're building in the 3WIN DAO ecosystem, we're definitely going to be building our ecosystem on Base. So estimated fee for this is 1 penny. So am I free? Absolutely. So very small transaction fee. So this is one of the other opportunities that you get by building on Paragraph. And then this gets added to my wallet, where I can go and view here on this. So this was collected by me. And this is on OpenSea, where I get to view the thing that I just collected on my wallet. So this is an exciting feature. One of the value propositions of building on Paragraph is that we can teach and create our community to leverage decentralized infrastructure. You still get the value proposition of doing it on a domain that somebody could own. Like Tyler, this is one of the things that we need to make a decision with Yonks.team, that it may make sense for us to build most of our content on, as far as posts on Paragraph, and just kind of embrace what we're doing here and have maybe static pages on yonks.team. But we can take that conversation offline, because I also want to and plan to be the #1 ambassador within our DAO ecosystem. And it'll be an exciting time in our community development when somebody surpasses onboarding new people into our DAO ecosystem, and we or I am no longer the #1 ambassador. But anyway, I'm excited to start getting better at creating content, and whether that's creating new content, or the biggest opportunity right now is just multi-purposing our live streaming content to, because here we've been having conversations about what we're building for 40, 50 minutes, and the opportunity to create written content and add more to get search engine rankings and stuff like that is a very real opportunity. So set up custom domain on paragraph.xyz, coming back to our next action, so that we can multi-purpose our live stream content in written format. So I'm going to take that as an action item. I think that that's kind of a no-brainer. But anyway, we've only got a couple minutes here. I feel good with what we've gotten accomplished here during the conversation, and I'm going to stop talking and let Tyler and or Amy chime in. Any thoughts before we bring our 6th DUNADAO pre-launch conversation to a close?
Yeah, I think the
just moving. Go ahead, Tyler.
no, go ahead.
I think just moving the needle forward every time we have, a meeting or a get together like this is very important, because we're all, like you said, experimenting on different stuff and trying new stuff. And also being able in Paragraph, if you can use your own, branding and labeling, that's a game changer.
Yeah, I agree with you, Amy, for sure. And also the whole idea of doing pretty links to content or having static pages with creating content that auto feeds or somewhere else, I think would be really interesting. Are you able to see easily who's minted your articles, or is it you just know the number of people?
No, absolutely. I mean, that's the great thing about it being on chain, is that you can see whose wallet it was. I mean, this is all an on-chain transaction, so it's very easy to see. Now, correlating a wallet address to an actual person, this is where, like within what we're building here with 3Win Social, we're creating a CRM, customer relations management platform, and bringing all of this information. Now, here's the thing about Paragraph, is that Paragraph is not at all within 3win.social. And this is where the opportunity to be thoughtful about how that we want to bridge our CRM hub. And this is where, like, when you think about a content strategy, cross-posting, like creating the article on Paragraph, but then also cross-posting it on 3win.social absolutely makes sense. And then like the opportunity in 3win.social of saying, hey, if you want to collect this article, this post, you can go here to paragraph.xyz. And let me actually go here, because one of the other things that I wanted to show is this is a newer feature that Paragraph has implemented. So like this is integration within Farcaster. So going to look at this comments, so Farcaster is an increasingly decentralized social network. So this is, again, some fabulous. And then like whether we could get Paragraph to potentially also incorporate here. And I'm going to just add, just minted this article via DUNADAO pre-launch conversations number 6 live stream. And I'm going to put a link in here to the YouTube, because this is, again, like some backlinking that we can do, right? So let me get that link from our chat here. Watch the replay, post. And I don't know if this gets posted here natively. I'm going to also post this on the thread. Let's see, because I'm not sure where that this came in on. Let me see if I can find the source of this. So here's the Unlock Protocol channel. Let me see if this has got the read in line. I'm trying to see. Let me see what this does here. I don't know how to get the comment, because this comment that I did was natively on here on not on Warpcast. Let's see. Commenting. I'm gonna just I'm gonna so here's me making the comment via Warpcast. And so this is another value proposition of Paragraph, is see how that this has like some pretty cool stuff. You can read it in line, you can actually subscribe. And this is all just done natively within warpcast.com, which is the #1 client for Farcaster, the protocol. And then you can, of course, mint the article in line, which I did not in line here through Warpcast. But one of the things that I was wanting to see is what the comment looked like, if this adds the capability. So I'm not sure where this, and I might ping Chris to see how the people commented on this, where it showed the comments here in line. But anyway, created a backlink to the YouTube here, created a channel link. So this is our channel for DUNADAO.org on, and I've also created a @DUNADAO. And this is one of the things that's still an opportunity with some of our other brands within the ecosystem. But I haven't been on Farcast or Warpcast that much, but I've been a registered user since like February of 2023. So I'm a OG user of Warpcast, but this is the kind of integration that I'm looking forward to incorporating with what we're building here within our 3Win DAO ecosystem. But anyway, any additional comments before we bring this to a close, Amy or Tyler?
No, I think
I
great
encourage
job.
everyone to watch replay. Yeah, and also to learn about what we're doing, because this is going to be very helpful for everyone. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, great job, babe. You're doing a great job getting us all organized.
Well, and this is the nice thing about just being intentional about having these pre-launch conversations on a regular cadence. This wasn't something that I prepared a lot of agenda for, but with everything else that we're doing, the opportunity to be thoughtful about how that we want to integrate a spoke. And in this case, DUNADAO is a spoke within our 3Win DAO ecosystem. And we've had a lot of development as far as what we want that hub 3win.social to look like since our 5th pre-launch conversation. And that's going to continue to develop at a very rapid clip. I'm fully expecting that we should have iOS and Android app for 3Win social. Hopefully by the end of July is kind of what I'm going to put forward here. And then the opportunity to incorporate that DUNADAO as a component within our mobile app is very exciting, because that's where we really will get a very refined look and feel to what we're creating and building here. And just having a mobile app that people can go and download in the Apple or Android stores will add a lot of credibility to what we're doing and what we're building, I believe. All right, well, I think that that's it. We've went through a lot of stuff, so we'll have our next DUNADAO pre-launch conversation. This is pre-launch conversation number 6. July 4th holiday is next week, so we'll have our next DUNADAO pre-launch conversation on July 11th, and we'll have 3 more pre-launch conversations for DUNADAO in July while we're working towards getting everything launched. And then we'll make a decision on whether we will still be in pre-launch by the end of July, or whether we're going to switch to a launched mode. So anyway, thanks everybody. Make sure that you subscribe wherever that you're watching this. This is getting live streamed out to all of the social platforms, and looking forward to multi-purposing the live streaming content. And this is something that we'll be a lot more intentional about with the conversations in July, while we're continuing to implement and build out our core framework and content strategy surrounding all the stuff that we're building. But have a good rest of